So that's the thing that gets part. And then in real life, she's just kind of the coolest, mom energy ever. My mom's name is Zoe. Her name is Zoe. We both have the same birthday. Zoe Bonnet. And so she basically was like the mom to all of us, even though
It's giving mother. And then last question is there something about in real life? If you can make this a double
thank you so much. Almost there? Hey guys, okay, hi. Hi, good to have you here. Good to see you. Oh, thank you so much. You took all of these music videos, so I cannot imagine what it would be like to direct movies. I'm just very impressed that she did all of these, and I think she's
Saw this movie yesterday, but then the day before, I happened to rewatch. I'm trying to rewatch all of Sean's movies for Anora, and so we rewatched Red Rocket on Wednesday. So this is my time in Rex Week.
What did you think?
Oh my God, it's one of my favorites. I'm obsessed. It's so good. It's so good.
Sean Baker is a talented son of a gun, and so is Zoe. I'm so lucky. I get to work with these really good filmmakers because that's really all it takes.
Yeah.
If you get the right person, put you on their canvas. It took a long time for people to let me play with them like this, and very grateful.
Yeah. And talk to me a little bit about Zoe's kind of directing style. Is she pretty like hands-off or pretty involved?
Very hands-on. So she's an actor, so she understands what it's like when she was very, very thoughtful and very good at communicating. A lot of directors, they don't understand, necessarily what it's like, and I'm not saying like, oh, feel sorry for us actors or anything, but there is a way to manage and massage our needs and egos a bit to where everybody's happy and the movie flows. And Zoe is a very smart, intuitive woman who put together this group of people and just was the mom, really, of all of us. Very maternal.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Did I pass?
You passed. Yeah. I'll watch the CDs tonight to round out the week.
Thank you.
I've seen it already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a revenge movie. By the end, it's a revenge movie, which was good. That's I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll be the one to be the asshole that gets you. Great. It's a lot. Oh boy. This is something that is going to ruffle some feathers. So, yes.
So they're getting a text.
so amazing in the film. Congratulations
man,
on tonight. So talk to me a little bit about what it meant for you to be being directed by Zoe, about this film that's like really just trying to tackle these important films or themes.
I think that someone like Zoe is the perfect person to tackle this. I think her view on the world, how smart she is, she's so clever. She's got a wicked sense of humour, you know, and she's got brilliant style. And so with a subject matter like this, you need someone who isn't going to follow the traditional way of doing things. And I think a lot of people will see when they see the movie, like how new it is, how original it is, and that's so refreshing.
And she talked a little bit about, you know, how she started writing it in 2017 before Weinstein and any of this came out. Obviously, we've come a long way, but do you feel like there, you know, you can always say there's more to be done, but how are you feeling about kind of things?
Things like this, movies like this, say along. And I think it becomes less about like, oh, Weinstein, or like, you know, or not even Weinstein really. It's about people who abuse power. Pulls it away from that, and it asks people to think about the person or people in their lives that are doing a similar thing to them. Not necessarily at all the same as this film, but who are people who are taking advantage of their power and using it to do horrible things to other people. And as soon as we are able to place that in the world and see who those people are, it's easier than to get rid in peaceful ways.
And to wrap up, talk to me, you know, Pussy Island, R.I.P. You guys thought that was going to be the title as you were
I
making?
know! I still sometimes call it Pussy Island, just for pleasure. Or I sometimes when I tweet on it, I just put like the emoticon of a cat and then the island, so everyone knows that I know. It's still a great title. Blink Twice is a brilliant title, but you know, I remember literally wanting to read the script because of that title, but the energy of Pussy Island, still all the way there, baby.
Thank you so much.
Also, thank you.
With MGM. So we just love to hear a music about part of such an incredibly supportive cast. What is it like to work with that much a murderer's row of talent?
It's great. It made me feel really good about myself. You know, you're only as good as the people around you. Everybody was like so great, so wonderful. Party, scary, fun.
And I guess tell me a little bit about introduce the director to the Zoe as a leader and a creator.
About
Oh,
in
no.
your reflection.
That's actually more common than you would think.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah, actors
happens
like to
quite
look at
a bit.
themselves?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
what an insane concept. So talk to me a little bit about, you get the gold to be in this, and like, did you have any trepidation about sort of this kind of threading this needle of you know, heaviness and serious topics with kind of levity and laughter?
I like to think those are my strengths. No, that's my favorite kind of movie. Is like, you know, doing things that are funny and dark at the same time. I feel like the funniest things rise in moments of, you know, tension. Because that's kind of like what comedy is in a way. But yeah, I like being in kind of like a thriller-y movie is always fun. I don't think I've been in a lot of those, and especially one that's like so chic too, you know, like it's really stylized and everything has like timing and a rhythm to it, and I'm really into that. You know, it's like you do indie films that are fun, that are very real, but it's nice sometimes to do something where it's like, no, I need your face this way so the light hits, you know, and that kind of stuff's really fun.
You actually, and I did notice it, like I felt like I was like on drugs when I was watching it or
Yeah.
something, you know?
Yeah,
or,
like all the sound effects and like,
Yeah.
you know, like the sound design is really specific to, you know, how memory works, and it all like plays really well together.
And Zoe talked a little bit about started writing this in 2017 before Weinstein, before all of it. Do you, as making this, do you kind of feel like, did you reflect on kind of the state of Hollywood and where we're at with that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the state of power gone sour is always a theme, I feel like. We always think it's part of our generation more, and definitely it has been in our industry. But I think the film can be like a classic, really, in like this timeless sense, because it's talking about something that's kind of been around forever, and it's not necessarily incredibly topical, and yet it is. So it kind of holds both, and I think those are my favorite kind of films too, that aren't like so specific about what's happening in the time, because people in 10 years from now can watch it and it'll hit the same chord, you know.
Yeah. Did you have any make any surprising connections with people? I know there's a big cast, big ensemble.
Oh, like as friends?
Yeah.
Imagine, I was like, no, I don't like any of them. I mean, everybody. Honestly, we're still in a group text. I think everyone was like so excited to see each other. Like tonight, we're really gonna party. But Naomi, you know, her and I got to work together the most, and she's just such a beautiful talent and person, and so I really like hanging out with her.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mark. Great, Lucy. Talk to me. Thank you. I know. I'm sorry. Talk to me a little bit about sort of Zoe as a director and what it was like working with her.
Zoe just fascinating. I mean, for a first-time director, you would never. She's one of the best directors I've ever. Just so focused and just knew what to do, and what she wanted. And she wrote it. She came up with the same thing. I'm blown away by her. People are gonna just be begging for her to direct this.
And she talked about, you know, how she started writing the film in 2017 before Weinstein, everything happened. And I was curious, like, you know, if you look back on that time and you think about the state of Hollywood, how you're kind of feeling about sort of, you know.
You said 2017?
Before Weinstein.
Before Me Too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, things have certainly changed. Things have certainly changed. And the most remarkable thing that I have seen is that now it's okay to talk about everything. I think all of us are like women. You can't complain that it's somebody else.
Congratulations.
You have to put up with whatever it is.
Congratulations.
Certainly to know.
It feels festive.
Matching salary if I ask for. And I don't have to take auditions in a hotel room anymore. You know, it's really revolutionary.
Everything. I love multitasking. I love working hard.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Birthing something. So that happens on my see, you know, so many different artists. I think I'm still processing the fact that it's here and we're done and we're going to see this. You know, this has been like my little baby for many years now, so it's pretty crazy. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
So I was very aware of the sound and cinematography. I wondered, as a director, if there was any surprising aspects of filmmaking that you kind of really put a lot into that you didn't maybe consider would be so.
I put a lot into everything, but I do think that specifically sound was something that just because until you actually experience seeing a film before there's sound and getting to see what that does to a finished product is amazing. So while I've always appreciated sound, being able to kind of create almost a new character when working on the sound and adding this whole other layer to the film was an amazing experience.
And then to wrap up, I know you said you started working on this in 2017, before Weinstein, before Me Too. How are you feeling kind of about the state of Hollywood in terms of, how we come?
We're gonna go again. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Like she's infinitely more relentless than I could ever be as a filmmaker.
Don't give yourself more credit. You both have a lot of resilience.
But I mean, we helped each other through this situation. So I mean, it was a hard movie to make, and it's been a journey. It's time to naturally integrate into what it's been. It's not. I truly love this movie. I usually don't tell people to see my movies in a way that because I think people find the movies that they want to see.
Absolutely. So introduce the character Slater King and what made so complex and kind of different.
Yeah, no, Slater King is who I play, and he's a very interesting person to try to talk about. I don't really know a lot of things other than to say I had to go to some really weird places to create who he was. And,
I have to say, I'm a very big fan. She's the Man was very formative.
Oh, thanks.
And to see Simon Rex with tampons in his nose.
Yep. It was definitely. I was like, been there, dog. Been there.
Is that your idea?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So talk to me a little bit about kind of threading the needle of sort of serious movies and trying to make a point and also being funny, obviously.
Yeah, this movie I think is really unique in that way, is that Zoe somehow she's got a beautiful tone to her movies that, it doesn't feel like a first movie in my opinion. And most filmmakers, I think, have to pick one bucket or the other. It's either pure entertainment or it's like pure substance and like art and like weird and trying to go for that like, you know, whatever, the Oscar stuff. And she really like loves these movies and she loves everything about them, but also wants it there to be a reason to make the movie and not just like scares or suspense for suspense sake. She wants it to actually have a reason to be made, and I think this movie, to be about what it's about and to also be entertaining, is a very, very thin line to walk, and she nailed it.
And what's it been like to see the Gambit reaction?
Unreal. It's like a make-a-wish for me. Like I was just like, I couldn't. I mean, it was like my my friend just basically allowed me to play dress up for as my favorite character, and then I got to just say some words that I've been wanting to say forever on screen, and get to play with him, and get to look over and see like Deadpool and Wolverine and Blade all standing around me, Elektra, X-23. I felt like I was truly like in like a childhood like dream or something. My third grade self was just like I don't know, in fantasy land. Thank you so much. Hey, good to see you.
I didn't have a take from it.
Oh man, that was on the first scene, like the whole thing. Actually, we shot a teaser even before we made the movie. So I mean, I knew that we were in for like a true creative grind, and that's the reason why you want to do the movie.
Do you still in your mind call it Pussy Island or PI?
I still call it Pussy Island. Yeah, it's in my mind. It'll always be Pussy Island, but unfortunately, it's Blink Play.
Are you upset that it's not called Pussy Island?
I'm not upset. I wouldn't call it upset. It's a little lame that our culture isn't comfortable with a word, you know. And but again, it's not my body part. It's not my word, and I think women weren't comfortable with it more than even men. So again, I don't know. It's not out of my hands. I don't mind. But I also I get some of it, but I also like I think we could be a little bit more open and make things a little more normal.
Yeah. Now, are you gonna play him? Are we gonna play him?
I hope so. Your mouth to God's ears. You write it into existence, my friend.
Come
please.
on, you called Iger. I said you want it.
Of course, I've said I want it. I've been saying I wanted it for the last 10 years. So like, it's in Iger and it's in Kevin Feige's hands. Thanks, man. I pray to God. She's just an obsessive person. In the best possible way. I mean, in 360, not just like, she's not just worried about like, the way it looks and the way it's playing the parts. Like it is down from like from the floor to the ceiling, and she just doesn't. That I think I was more about than anything. I knew she was creative, I knew she had taste, I knew she knew how to act and how to direct actors, and like she obviously had a visual aesthetic, but I didn't know that, because that's the thing about directing, you have to be to make it all happen the way you want it to. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Like, I mean, when I didn't even know the script, Zoe wants to send me the script, and I was like, great, I love Zoe as an actress, I love the actor. I didn't know she wanted to make this thing, and she sent it, and it was Pussy Island, and I was like, okay, Zoe, Travis is sending me something called Pussy Island.
One more, guys. Sorry, one more.
It's been just such a journey. Like, the scripts, from the first time I read it, from the first time that we shot it, edited it, changed so much. It's really like going on a beautiful first time director. It's like, thank you.
One question.
What's the best part about shooting something?
Create something or someone that you love. Probably one of the most gratifying things.